Hello friends, so today we'll see what is Ethernet and how does it work. So basically Ethernet is a way of connecting computers together in a local area network or LAN, and it has been the most widely used method of linking computers together in LAN since 1990s. The basic idea of its design is that multiple computers have access to a single computer or each other's data, and it can send data at any time to each other. So this is comparatively easy to engineer. Now, unlike wireless communication, signals pass through wires in Ethernet network. Now, this type of networking is used in local area networks, metropolitan area networks, and wide area networks, that is WANs. Now, as the demand for faster networking speed continues to rise, Ethernet technologies also continue to reach to new heights. Now, in its earlier days, the basic Ethernet standard was widely implemented, but the speed that it was crawling at was a slow around 10 Mbps. The speed of Ethernet later significantly improved to around 100 Mbps with the fast Ethernet standard. Now, although fast Ethernet is still the most common standard in use today, standards supporting faster speeds such as Gigabit Ethernet, which can handle up to 1000 Mbps or 1 Gbps, and the 10 Gbps Ethernet are already being implemented, especially in the large industries. So let's see now why Ethernet is used. So Ethernet is used to connect devices in a network and is still a popular form of network connections. Now, for local networks used by specific organizations such as company offices, school campuses, and hospitals, Ethernet is used for its high speed, security, and reliability. Now, Ethernet initially grew popular due to its inexpensive price tag as compared to other competing technologies at that time, such as IBM's token ring. Now, as network technology and advanced, Ethernet's ability to evolve and deliver higher level of performance ensure its sustained popularity. Now, throughout its evolution, Ethernet also maintained the backward compatibility. Now, let's see how Ethernet works. Now, each device in an Ethernet network has an Ethernet card. It is more commonly known as Network Interface Controller, that is NIC. Now, these devices are referred as nodes and they talk to each other using protocols. In context of networking, a protocol is a language of communication between connected devices. Now, node communicates through frames, which is a chunk of information, and node sends that as a short message. Now, frames carry information that a node is sending to another node. If protocol is a language, frames are the sentences. The Ethernet protocol specifies a set of rules for constructing frames, and each frame has a destination and a source address to identify the sender and receiver of a frame. Now, no two nodes have the same address. The devices are connected to each other through Ethernet cables, and those cables are also referred to as the medium. Signals tend to attenuate as they travel through a cable. Some signals might even get lost if the cable length is too long. To retain the quality, the signal needs to be amplified. That means its power needs to be sustained. Now, in an Ethernet network, these amplifiers are called as repeaters. Repeaters or signal boosters are the networking devices that amplify and then retransmit the same signal. These repeaters are installed at certain intervals in the Ethernet network. Now, Ethernet defines two units of transmission. One is packet, other is a frame. The frame includes a payload of data that is transmitted as well as the following. The physical media access control, a MAC address of both sender and receiver, virtual VLAN tagging and quality of service information, and error correction information to detect the transmission problem. Now, each frame is wrapped in a packet that contains several bytes of information, and that is used to establish the connection and mark where the frame starts. Now, let us see what is colliding signals in an Ethernet. Now, in Ethernet networks, there could be collision of signals which happens when two or more computers send the data at the same time. The CSMACD, that is a carrier sense multiple access switch with collision detection, is used to deal with this network dilemma. With carrier sense, the computer checks whether the cable is being used before it sends the information. When many computers use the same connection, thus it's known as the multiple access. When the device in network send information at the same time, this information will collide and data will not be sent successfully. Collision detection is basically ability of the devices in the network to detect that other devices have also sent information to on the cable. Now when this happens, transferring devices would wait for random amount of time, then those would try resending the information. Later, instead of hubs, mostly network switches were preferred in Ethernet because hub was not able to discriminate between points on network segment, and it was not able to send data directly from point A to point B. Instead of that, whenever a network device sends the transmission via an input port, the hub copies the data and distributes to all available ports. Now, in contrast to this, a switch can intelligently send any given port only the traffic intended for its device rather than copies of any and all transmissions on network segments, thus improving security and efficiency. So switch can do the point-to-point transferring. So it won't send the same data to all the other ports. Generally, hub will be sending same data to each and every connected device of each port of hub. Now, like the other network types, involved computers should include the network interface card to connect to Ethernet. Now let us see what are advantages of Ethernet. First advantage is it is relatively low cost. It is backward compatible. It is generally resistant to noise because it is using a physical wire as a medium. It has a good data transfer quality. Again, as it is a physical medium transfer, so it has good data transfer quality. It maintains a decent speed. Again, due to it is a closed wire transfer. It is a reliable due to its physical nature. It can provide data security, such as we can use the firewalls to have the data security. Now there are some disadvantages also. Let's see what are those. First, it is intended for smaller on shorter distances network. It is not feasible for a very huge size network. It has a limited mobility. So if you connect your computer to Ethernet cable, you won't be able to move around with that device. You have to sit at a place where the connection is there. Now if you use longer cables, it can crosstalk. That means if two cables are near to each other, there could be some of the cross connection due to the electric field of the cable. Now it doesn't work well with real-time or interactive applications. Again, speed decreases with increased traffic. As the cable data carrying capacity is limited, the speed will be decreasing as the traffic increases. Receivers do not acknowledge the reception of data packets in Ethernet, and troubleshooting is hard when trying to trace which specific cable or node is causing the issue. So these are some of the disadvantages of Ethernet. So guys, this was the basic information about Ethernet. So I'll be creating more videos on this topic. So thank you so much for watching this video, and if you like this video, kindly subscribe to my channel. Thank you.